All right. So on page Shim Mem Hey, he doesn't really have any commentary. He shows us on the Shabbos, we begin with Hayom Shishi, which we know. And in the whole, we begin with Elu Moadei Hashem. So basically, that's what he says. He has no commentary on it. But let's go to the next page where we actually start the Bracha. And what are we talking about? The Bracha on the wine. So he says, I do like to look at the Tamuna first. So he says the word Savri, which is a Gematria 272, according to me. Gematria Yud Havayas is a Gematria of 10 Havayas, the Chasadim, Ugavuros, which is each one of them is 5, so 5 and 5 is 10. The Yud Beis Kololim. So I don't know the rule for when you use Kololim and when you don't, so it always leaves me sort of like wondering. Then he says Chamish Chasad, and then he just shows it to you. It sounds like this. So you say the word Savri. Savri comes in this Gematria. If you add the Kololim in, so you have a picture of the Chavish Chasadim. Okay, so they look like, from Chesed down to Hod. The Chavish Gevurah, same thing. Then you get to the word Maranon. So Maranon, I didn't add it up, but let's see, he maybe talk about it. So Savri Maranon is a gematria. Oh, so now he tells us it's a gematria of Rapach. Now, what if Rapach u ben shuhu shem hushahu? What does he mean? Sham. So he says he shows us the Rapach. These different combinations of 72s. There's a 72, then there's a 63 plus 10, then there's a 45, or it's actually shows you 26 plus 45 gives you 71. So you have 72, 73, 71, and why that difference is like that, I'm not 100% sure. And then he comes to, he shows us the Avdama, which is that one which I said is 26 plus 45. And then you have the Revuah of the name Havaya. So just to look at it. Then he adds at the very bottom the Shem Ben. Okay, so that's what he says is the gematria of the word Savri. So 272. Let's read the number Mem Dalet. Get down a little bit closer here. Savri is a gematria Yud Havayas Achasaschadim Begavuras v'Yud Beis Kololim. So the word Savri, he says, Oidem B'Mizbar L'Sarach Havayos. So it comes to the command of Farv the Vav Shehem Chamisha Chasadim v'Chamisha Gevuros Shehem Olin Minyan Reish Samach. They get to the number 260 naturally. Vuku Ozius Reish Samach shall the word Savri. This is what he says. In the word Savri, you have a Reish and you have a Samach. Okay, so he says, and that's really 260 part. Now, what's left over is the number 12. So, again, I'm looking to see what these kolonim do, but he takes it out of the letters. V'od the Sarah kolonim shall the Sarah havayos, so another 10 kolonim of the 10 havayos. V'hu os yud shall savri, which is the words yud shall savri. V'od shnei kololim shnei the bechinas chasadim and gevuros, and another 2 kololim for the chasadim and the gevuros. Shahara chamisha havayos heim chasadim v'chamisha havayos heim gevuros v'shnei kololim heim os beis shal savri. Okay, so moving on. Number Mem Hey. Where was Mem Hey? That was Mem Dalet. Mem Hey is on the word Maranon. So I'm not sure that I added it up, but let's see what he does. Maranon is a gematria of 348. Oh, I did add it up. And he said, and it's composed of the gematria of the number Rapach. So we know that Rapach means it refers to the Nitzutzos who are elevated, and the parts of the Kalim. Ben, it's Rapach plus Ben, Shehu Sham, I guess that's the word. Maranan Ola Mispar Rapach V'Shem Ben. Okay, V'Shem, I got it wrong. Shem U Ben Shu Shem. I don't know. I have a little trouble with that. Hey Sham, who's Shem, which is the name Ben. So he's a Varapach who Arba Havayos shall Avsag Mahu Ben. Kishemitztarfim call Echa the Minyan Av, and you could make them all into a gematria of Av. Well, sort of. V'chavadevar b'kitzara shem Av ola ba'atzmo Av. So he's just going to go through a little bit. He says the name Av is Gizumatria 72 by itself. And then you have Shem Sag Mitzarfim as Minyan Asara Osios. So then you add on just the number. And that's another technique. So this always leaves me wondering how well, in this case, with the RASHASH showing us this, it always wondered me how he's able to do that. And it's like pulling it out of a hat. It seems like to me. Shem Sag Mitzarfim in Minyan Asara Osio. So that applies of adding the letters onto the Moach gives you is a technique. Hare Ola Minyan Av Imakolo, so it's 72 plus 1 is 73. Then Shem Mashim Mitzarfim Im Shem Havai added on to the name Havaya Pashut Ola Imakolo Minyan Av, but you have to add the kolel on that to get to a 72. So Shem Ben Kavanaso he, so the name Ben, it's Kavana he Shem Havaya Pashut Beribua Kazeh. So it's Havaya Pashut in a Rivua form. Yud K Vav K. Kambucher Be'etz Chaim Shar Rapach. Behine, so then he says, Behine, Arba Av, he has these 4 times Av, it gets to the gematria of Rapach. Ben Kazeh, that you add in the name Ben, Yud K Vav K, Ola Minyan Shem. It comes to the name Shem, Shehu gematria Shal Maranan, which is the gematria of Maranan. Now, I'm not sure what the name Shem is supposed to do. Okay, then he goes on to number Mem Vav. Mem Vav is at the top of this page. He says that what you should do, what you need to do when you start this is you're going to have a matbea. That's what he says at the top. Yesh matbea bracha b'siddur. In the siddur itself, it brings the matbea bracha. He's not apparently bringing it here. So he says, Mem Vav. He says, bracha zu yesh tesha tevos. There are 9 words. What do 9 words do for you, or what do we understand about the 9 words? And it's a little bit deep. He says, the hamshech ha'ara metesha yudin da'av sag mahu ben. So apparently in Yab's, I didn't count him up. I'll take his word for it. He says that in each one of them, maybe show us, that would be possible, that the asmab, he says, that has 9 yudin in it. So what? So he said the 9 Yudin are for the Tesha Osus the Shem Ben Danuk, because the name Ben Danuk is actually 9 letters. So once again, you have some kind of use of this idea. So let's see what we can understand about this. But Birchos Bare Pri Hagafan, when you're going to make that bracha, Yesh Tesha Tevos, there are 9 words. Vehem Romazin Laham Shacha. So this is an idea that you're going to bring this down to Malchus through the 9 words. He Shem Ben Gazeh. So we understand, and he shows you what Ben looks like. Sheyesh Bo Tesha Osius, which has 9 letters. So he wants to say that the 9 Yudid, even he's including the Ben are actually going into Malchus. Umamshichan the Tesha Osios Ela Bekol Hayudin Sheyesh Bekol Arba Shemos Av Sag Mahu Ben, which is 9 B'Shem Av Yesh. That just really helps us out a little, makes it easier. In the name Av, there are Dalet Yudim. B'Shem Sag, there are 3. That's 4 and 3 is 7. Hisach the Dalet Yudim. B'Shem Mama, Yesh Yud Achaz, that makes 8. B'Shem Ben, Yesh Yud Achaz, that makes 9. Now I'm trying to understand the significance of taking these Yudin, and he's saying that each one of the 9 letters of the word Ben has a Yud that goes into it. Hare Heim Yachad Tesha Yodin. So what are you trying to accomplish? We're going to stand there, we're going to make this bracha. Because Teva Lakaben Yud Achas, each time you say one of the words, can you remember this? Is to think that each one of the words represents a Yud, Mishemas Asmab. The Hamshicha or Achas shall Shem Ben, and each one of them is going to go specifically into a Shem Ben. The Lechem Masudah HaSiddur Shtei Shuros, so in the Siddur you have 2 different rows for this. Ashura Elyona Hema Osil Shel Asmab. Sheyesh Bechem Yudin. Umatachas the call Achas, then under each one there's another Sheyesh Os Achas Shel Shem Ben. So that's what he says, that's what the Siddur shows us. So I'm not sure what I got here. On this next page, on page Shin Mem Ches, what does he show us? He says Yud Ke Vav, and he says how Yud Vav Daled. So I'm not really I'm not really sure what he's doing, but he says Yud, take the first letter Yud, and you apply it to this Buch Atah Hashem, and then he shows us, of course, there's a Yichud there, and then he shows you the name Av with a nikud of Chesed. Then he has the letters. It was Yud Vav Daled K Yud. Then you go to K Yud. Yud Vav Daled K Yud. K for the milui of K, and Vav, and then K. I'm just reading across the top of the letters. So I could see what he's doing, and he says this gets into a gematria. The gematria is a gematria of a shilov of a vaya akya, which we understand is the shilov, let's say, of chitzonis, the chitzoni. That's what they call the shilov chitzoni. And the other one is havaya adni. Take them 2 together. Apparently, that's what this adds up to. I didn't add it up. So let's see. So let's go on a little bit more and try to finish this page. So furthermore, he says the word Geffen, which is a gematria of 138, gematria Mem Uben, which is 97, and also with 41 letters. I had to count this a bunch of times. I couldn't figure it out. So Ben is 41, Osius of the name Casa. So down below that, he shows us the name Ma. Ma plus Ben. So that's what Memtes says. And let's count them up. It says, what did I write here? I can't read it. So he says, then we have the Akya. Then we have we have Av, and then we have spelled out Akya in a milui of Kaza. So I had to figure this out. Yud K Vav K is Ma, Yud K Vav K is Ben. So he says, then you have the name Akya, and then I think it says where you start counting. I'm not sure where you start counting, but it comes out to 41. Let's see. This is and in the final part, he says these are the 41 letters. So trust us that the milui, the pashut, that's what it is. I got it now. The second line says, first of all, we'll start with the first line, number mem tes. Number mem tes is a gematria of 45 plus, we said, plus 52, 97. Then he shows you the pashut, and he has it, in a way that he he made it go horizontal. So you have a pashut, then you have the milui, and then you have the milui, and we know that the name Ben and the milui, has 41 letters. Now let's come over here and let's see what Mem Zayin says. Going back up to the top, where is Mem Zayin? Mem Zayin, Mem Zayin, Mem Zayin, Mem Ches. Where is Mem Zayin? Oh, wrong. Mem Zayin. Well, I'll read it. I don't know where it came from. I'm not sure because I don't see it on this page, so it must have been on the previous page. Mem Vav. I see on the previous page. What am I missing? Oh, there's the Mem Zayin. Okay, the Mem Zayin goes on the Ma with a nikud of seri, of not seri, of segel. Let's see what he said. Yud K Vav K. That's a av. Mekuvanim es Hashem hazeh b'nikud segel. So think of it in terms of a nikud of segel. Segel goes along with Tiferes or Ma. Kamavura b'shar ha'kavanos, amavura b'sham shachatamhu. What's the reason for this? Kevishaniknas ata gadlu sheni shuhu me'ima ilah. So now we're bringing in gadlu sheni from ima. Va'ava ve'ima iloyin ne'kwayim chagat. Now, just give me a second here to think about this. Ava ima iloyin are called chagat. Why would they be called chagat? Because that's where they're coming from. So we keep dealing with chagat. So I'm assuming, I just assume for myself that it's because it's kindness. So therefore, you're dealing with the kindness of Eric Anpin. That's what I think, but I don't know for sure. So that's quick question is why he keeps using the word chagat over here. That's what I'm saying. So now that's a muach chochma, shuhu kav yamim the imari law, which is the right line of iman nikuda b'nikud hachesed shuhu segel. He said the fishuhum omdim b'chagad darich. Okay, you're in the chagad of a rich, which is let's call it the chest of a rich, and the arms and the chest of a rich. So we're going to say that muach chochma goes with the name Av. But the fact is, he says, which is the kav yomim de'ima law. So the nikuda has to be the nikuda chesed, which is a segel. So he wants to say because segel goes along with chagat. Maybe that's the reason. Then we say the word hagafen. Did I add up the word hagafen? I don't know. Gematria, Havaya Hashem, Havaya Adni. Add those two together. Tevis the Geffen Shuchum Mispar Kalach, 138. Geffen is the Gematria 138. Oler Shilov Shemos Havaya Ve'eke Gezeh, and he shows it to us. The Shilov Shemos Havaya Ve'adne Gezeh, and they're going to look like this. So he says, well, time's going by. So then he says, and there you go, it's Havaya Adne. Shehem Olem Kalach, which also comes in the Gematria 138, Kiminyan Gafen, which is the same thing of Gafen. Now, what does this mean to me? These two Havayos, these Shaluvim, for the purpose of making a Yichud there. So the Yichud between Abba Ve'ima, that's really the first one. And then I think the second one refers to the Yichud of Zer Anpen, I could be wrong, and Adne and Malchus. So then he says number Mem Tes. Where's Mem Tes? So Mem Tes, he shows us the Havaya, the Havaya, the Ma, the Hai, the Ben, and then he shows you the 41 letters. So let's look just at the light print because I'm surprised that we're running out of time. I don't know what. Okay, the Ola Tevis Hagafen says Shehe Mispar Kalach. His communion Shemos Ma'u Ben Kazeh. So they come with this Yud K Vav K Shehim Olim 97. B'tziruf Ma Osya. So add on the 41 letters, you're going to get to that same number. L'shel Shem Eki Apashut Mole Mole the Mole. Shem Ekya Rapashut Yeshbo Arba Osius. It has 4 letters, Kazeh, which is Ekya. So he's going to count it out for us. Shem Ekya Bimilu Yeshbo Sara Osius. So now we have, wait a minute, if the Ekya, so there are going to be 10 letters there. And he shows the 10 letters. V'shem Ekya Bimilui Amilui Yeshbo Kav Zayin Osius. And he shows it to us. This is what the Milui. It's also on the previous page. So he says, V'yachtov Heim Ma Osius, altogether, they become 41 letters. Now, let's put those together. Ola Kalach, and put them all together, it comes to 138. And what is 138? Is the communion, the Tevas Hagafet. Now, again, so just to finish this up here, trying to understand this, you take these Shaluvim and the minion, you produce the word Geffen. So I'm not really sure what the Shaluvim do, what their actual function is. How is it? I know the Shaluvim are Yechudim, and as a result of that, there's Shefa that comes out of the Yichud. But I'm trying to figure it into the word Geffen. What is Geffen? So you have the Shaluvim going on inside of the Geffen, and that means that it's like we pour the wine. It's like pouring the Shefa that's coming from these Yechudim down into the wine itself. That's my explanation at the moment. So he says number nun, there's a number nun. Okay, that's it right there. We'll stop right there. That's the shir today. This is your very own Saba speaking here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. Thank you for listening.